In this video, we're going to do an overview of our learning module for RecyclerView. This is a relatively short learning module, but a good one nonetheless. So, RecyclerView allows us to create a list or collection that the user can use and scroll through. Now, the handy thing is, if you look at this, it's a kind of complex list because we have an image and then we have some text, which is two different view components. Now, imagine if this list were very long, we would theoretically have to have two components for each item in the list. So maybe 1,000 entries, we'd end up with 2,000 components total, which would really eat up a lot of memory. That's the old school method. With RecyclerView, it only creates enough components that the user can see at any one time, and then it simply recycles those components. And as certain items go off the screen, the UI components that they were using get recycled, and they show the new items that are coming onto the screen. So very efficient if you have, especially if you have a large list of data. So if we take a look, we have our learning objectives, of course, and then the learning module overview, which you're watching right now, then a simple explanation of RecyclerView in Android, and that just discusses how it works because there are a lot of components and a lot of terms that we have to understand and remember, so that kind of gives it a nice bite-sized overview. After that, I have a hands-on demo in Kotlin that essentially produces that user interface that I just showed you, and that's RecyclerView in Kotlin demonstration with source code. So again, not a whole lot of video this time around. Let's take a look at our Scrummy board, and we are at the end of our third sprint, and it looks like we only have one story left. And so show all specimens that the user saved. I did have new activity here. I decided to go a different way and just put it on the same activity for the sake of time. I'm tempted to remove this one because we're not going to do it. Now, beyond that, everything else we did do. So implement RecyclerView. We are going to take that all the way to completion. Implement our callback methods for RecyclerView, which is really, not really callback, but let's just say the methods that we need. Implement our view holder. And it looks like I duplicated the callback one. Let's change this one. I'll tell you, we're going to change this one. I think what I wanted to do was say implement adapter. So let's change that to adapter because that is one thing that we're going to do. And then also determine layout. So we're going to get through all of those in this 2-video series, which means we have finished all of our stories for this sprint and also finished all of our stories for all 3 sprints, which takes us to a completed project. A fun project, and we did quite a bit this semester in going through these 3 sprints and all of the stories that we completed. So pat yourself on the back. We've been through quite a bit, and hopefully you've learned a lot from the process. So thanks for watching the video, and enjoy the following videos on RecyclerView.